enough bolts for what?
I've got something different going on right here.
Is different good? Sometimes different's not good.
I don't know. I'd ask Megan, but I've already told her that we were doing this.
No. No. And the phone can hear me. I can't see, so no, that's not what happened. What had happened was I decided to last minute come, and all of a sudden I get a phone call saying, hey, by the way, what do you think about dun, 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 bringing back the Wang? And I said, I feel like this is a conversation that needs to be had in person. And I hung up. And now here we are. So I also asked him if this was something that has been planned a while, or was this something that he just thought of, you know, on Friday?
Well, I mean, you said...
Because, man, he sure did build this effing thing fast.
I mean, it didn't take me long to build, but, I mean, I did some trading. I traded Jeremy with Dare to Dream. Really, you can blame him.
Unicorn!
I traded Jeremy a intake manifold for this element. And then, yeah, in like 4 hours, I built this. But it's, I don't know, it's untested.
So, do you think that this is going to give you the edge that you need?
Well, so, based on my calculations, this will generate 130 pounds of downforce by 60, 300 pounds of downforce by 100, and about 500 at 140.
It looks stupid.
Well, you know, not everything pretty is fast, and not everything fast is pretty. So, don't talk nasty about her.
Now, does everyone's big Wang move? Because if I'm not mistaken, that looks like it might be adjustable. I mean, I know I'm just a silly female and I don't know much about their cars, but...
This is adjustable. So, we'll be able to change our angle of attack. So we can go, we have adjustments in 3-degree increments to set our starting point. And then I have 26 degrees of movement on the actuators, which the wing stalls after like 12. You want me to get it? I'm pretty good at getting it in the hole.
He's not. He has a lot of assistants at home.
So we try to make this as easy as possible to put on the car. But yeah, the plan is this, we'll run air on these ports here, and we'll push the rod down, and that'll bring it up. So we'll go for, I don't have a closed loop control for it yet to modulate position early on, but I am going to add that. So I'm going to do like a Lowdoller shock sensor in here, and then use a 4-port regulator and try to, or Mac valve, and try to regulate like we do a wastegate. And yeah, that way we can precisely hold target angles. And then when we get up to speed, we'll lay it down, and that'll help out quite a bit. And then my goal is in the shutdown, we'll have like active braking. So it'll be kind of neat. It'll be like the supercar I never had. Ugh. So these make about, well, at 150 psi of feed pressure, I measured 100 pounds of force per ram. But I got quite a bit of leverage right there. And we're only running about 70 pounds of CO2. I need to get a new regulator system so that we can have dial pressures, and then I want to do one of those CO2 manifold assemblies so we can have like 100 psi for certain things, 150 for other things, and then 300 for other things. So, but that's not bad. So I don't need a whole lot of big angle of attack anyways for a long time, or most of the run. So I'm hoping that as we gain speed, the air will naturally push us down. That's my hope. So let's try to see if we can set up a camera to record that. And then I'm going to make position stops in here so that we can change what angle this can go to for max. That way we're not like trying to pulse it between these humongous angles that we really don't need. And instead we're trying to fine tune it more here, but we see a slow progressive fall on it versus a huge loss of downforce, as Jeremy put it. He's like, don't just go. You don't have to. Ready? Okay, we are pushing up for first round of small tire. We got, I think, 13 cars, 14 cars for today. And yeah, let's get it. So beautiful day. We got some overcast, got about a 10 mile per hour breeze. Megan is freezing her butt off. You know, she's so dainty. Little bitty thing. And feeling pretty good. We don't have weight on the car as far back as we normally would for this kind of surface because of the wing. So I'm hoping that does not hurt us in the 60 foot much, and we can still 60 foot well, and then when we get out back just have really good control and not do a big wheelie on the finish line. That's the biggest goal. So we will just have to see how this all works out and go from there. Kind of wish I would have brought one more camera, because I should have put one on just the wing so we could have seen how it comes down, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to feel it, like as far as like if it naturally pushes down or if it's going to get aired out and then I'll feel it go tonk. I might feel it. So we will just have to see. It does use quite a bit of CO2 to use it because of how long the line is and the actuators and everything else. So that's kind of a bummer. I may have to go up from my small 10 ounce can up to a 2.5, or I've actually got a regulator for where we can pull air off of the cast system and regulate it down from 3,500 to whatever we need it to. So probably the smartest play is to do that and then regulate that down to like 300 and then fill a regulator distribution block with different pressure levels on it for different things like my shifter, my parachute launcher, Wang, and then cast domad system. But we are up here for first round, and let's get after it.
Bird LS, sponsored by KC Maxx Performance. In the right lane, it's Lucky Michael Newcomb out of Crossville, Tennessee, drawing Ryan Mitchell. So he is ready to knock him out. Here he comes.
what had happened is the starter bolts rattled loose and pulled the threads out of the block. So when I went to go start it just now, the bolts fell out. So went to try to swap some bolts around, try to make it work while we were setting up on the line, and was not able to really get anything in there. So I just kind of held the 2 bolts in there. Because when they rattled loose, they pulled most of the threads out, and I couldn't get it tightened back down, like at all, like finger tight, wouldn't even hardly go. So I held the starter in place and started the motor. So I just held it and got us going. Went out there to do the run. We did a scuff in of the tire earlier, and I was nervous that the car didn't transfer at all. So I had Eric and we put another 100-ish on near the back of the car, and we tightened the front spring up to kind of help get it to transfer a little easier, and it tried to transfer a little too much, and it kept porpoising. So what you were hearing was it going into power with timing and then pulling timing out with the ride height sensor to make sure we didn't, like, you know, go up and over. So as we built speed, it didn't really change. It was the same pretty much from start to finish. We got to about 100 miles per hour. So not really a good test for anything there. This surface does have some decent bite to it, and yeah, there. I thought I made good choices on that, but I guess not. So we didn't even get to really see if the wing's going to do a whole lot, just because we're starting to kind of tickle into the mile per hour for it to actually start working. So the good news is now I don't have to try and fix the threads in the block while we're here. I can push the car into the trailer, and we can address it safely at the shop, make it right. So that is it for us today. Still walking away with a win for this weekend, so that was fantastic. You know, gotta keep trying to innovate different things. Didn't even hardly get to even try the new innovation, so oh well. Off to the next one.